Hello everyone, and welcome to another lecture on Python 2 versus Python 3. In this lecture we look at the two functions, the Unicode function and the raw input function, and finally we'll also look at the difference in division when it comes to Python 2 versus Python 3. Let's start by looking at the Unicode function. In Python 2 there are two methods known as the str method, the string method, and the Unicode method. And what they do is they convert an object to a string. So the string method will convert a given object into a non-Unicode string, whereas this Unicode function will convert an object into a Unicode string. I know we haven't learned about this Unicode strings, but I just wanted to point out that there are these two methods in Python 2 that will convert an object into a string, whether a Unicode or a non-Unicode string. But in Python 3 there is no Unicode function, there is only the string function. And that string function will convert an object into a string. Okay, that's what I wanted to quickly mention. There is no Unicode function in Python 3, only the string function. Great. Next, let's look at the raw input function. So we have seen that we can prompt a user by using this raw input function or method in Python 2. Okay, we can use that raw input function to prompt a user so that the user can enter some stuff. Okay, and then whatever the user enters is displayed, right? So simply calling the raw input method with no parameter will display a field for the user to enter comments. So you can enter whatever you want, or you can say raw input, please enter your comment. It says please enter your comment, and then comment goes here. So that's in Python 2. In Python 3 we have a similar method, but it's called the input method. So there is no raw input in Python 3. Instead we use the input method. So calling the input method will display a message box like this in Python 3. So that's the input method, and if we want to display some message for the user, we can pass that in the input function. So the equivalence will be like this: please enter comments here. So this is the equivalence for this raw input function in Python 3. So this will display this function. Okay. So please enter your comment here. Comment goes here. Okay. So that's the difference between the raw input functions in the raw input function in Python 2 versus Python 3. There is no raw input in Python 3. Instead we use the input function. Okay, now let's talk about the difference in Python 2 and 3 when it comes to division. You know that division in Python 2 is not through division. For instance, if I try to divide 7 by 3, the result I get is 2. So Python 2 does not give you the actual or true division result. Instead, it clears everything after the decimal point, right? We know that 7 divided by 3 is 2.5, but that part is left. Anything after the decimal point is taken out, it's cut off. And we know that if we want to perform, but this is not the case in Python 3. In Python 3, if you perform this, you'll get the true result, the true division result. If we want to get the actual division result in Python 2, one thing we can do is we can convert the numerator or denominator into a float. That way we'll get, sorry, 7 divided by 3 is 2.33, not 2.5. So 7 divided by 3, 2.333. We did that by casting this into a float. Similarly, we could have casted, or we could have converted the denominator into a float by simply saying 3.0 instead of 3. That will give us the same result. Another way is by casting the integer, by casting our numerator or denominator into a float. So we just use the float function, float, pass the number, then divided by 3 in this case. So 2.33. Similarly, we can cast our denominator into a float. For instance, we can say 9 divided by float 4. That will give us 2.25. And the third method is by importing the division function from the module called future. Let's see how to do that. So from the module is __ future __ import division. So this will import the division function from the future module. Now that we have imported this division module, we can perform true division or actual division. For instance, if we say 7 divided by 3, we get 2.335. 5 divided by 2, get 2.5. Get 13 divided by, let's say, 9, 1.444. In this case, you don't have to convert the numerator or denominator into a float, or you don't have to do any kind of casting to a float. So that's the difference between Python 2 and Python 3 when it comes to division. Great. Thank you everyone, and I'll see you at the next lecture.